What's up everyone? My name is Steve from Burke Family 54 Comics, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about what comic books I think you should be investing in for 2021. Let's go. Today's video is brought to you by comicbook_pressing on Instagram. Protect your comic book investment for as little as $10 by using Eric from comicbook_pressing. He presses all ages and tiers of books, and make sure you use my promo code BURKE54 for free shipping back to you. Again, today's video is brought to you by comicbook_pressing on Instagram. Alright guys, before we get into today's video, I do want to remind you that I'm really close to 2,000 subscribers and I'm doing a giveaway. Make sure you check it out. I'm giving away a Batman 24 and a CGC 9.8, as well as a TMNT Last Ronin #1. If you want to enter my giveaway, a link to that video is in the description. Alright guys, so like I said earlier, I'm going to be talking about what comic books I think you should be investing in for 2021. Now, I made a video just like this a year ago, and it did really well, and I decided to go ahead and make another video this year. We're going to be talking about what comic books I think you should be investing in because of TV shows and movies, or books that are spiking right now, or books that I'm specking on that I think you should be too. Alright guys, so the first comic books we're going to be talking about are Eternals. We know the Eternals movie is finally coming out here in 2021. Eternals #1 features the first appearance of the Eternals, and a CGC 9.8 of that book right now has been selling for $1,400. Now the Eternals aren't the only ones making their appearance in that Eternals movie. We also have the Celestials that make their first appearance in Eternals #2. That book right now at a CGC 9.8 is selling for $700. I think you should be investing in both Eternals #1 and #2 before they get any higher. Alright guys, so the next character we're going to talk about is Riri Williams, Ironheart, and she makes her first cameo appearance in Invincible Iron Man #7 and her first full appearance in Invincible Iron Man #9. We know that she's basically taking over as Iron Man here for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as well as the Disney Plus shows, and she's going to get her own Disney Plus series coming up. Right now, an Invincible Iron Man #7 at a 9.8 is selling for around $200. That's her first cameo. But if you want her first full appearance in Invincible Iron Man #9, that book is selling for $400. Go ahead and invest in Riri Williams and Invincible Iron Man #7 and 9 before those books get too hot. Alright guys, the next book up on our list, we have Ultimate Fallout 4, the first full appearance of Miles Morales. You're probably asking yourselves, why is this book on the list? It's already hot. Yes, it is. I don't think that book has hit its ceiling yet. If Miles gets into the MCU, that book will just skyrocket even more. Right now, a 9.8 of Ultimate Fallout 4 is going for around $1,300 on eBay. I think that book could double or triple if Miles gets into the MCU. We already know an Into the Spider-Verse movie #2 is coming. Maybe he's coming in Spider-Man #3 or the Doctor Strange movie about the multiverses. Who knows? But make sure you get an Ultimate Fallout 4 before that book gets any higher. Alright guys, sticking with Spider-Man characters, we have ASM #361, the first appearance of Carnage. We already know that a Venom 2 movie is coming, and we have Carnage being played in that movie by Woody Harrelson, one of my favorite actors of all time. This book is already hot, and it's going to get even hotter when that movie comes out. Right now, an ASM 361 at 9.8 is selling for around $700. Make sure you invest in Carnage before that book gets any hotter. Alright guys, the next book up on our list, we have Thor God of Thunder #2, the first appearance of Gore the God Butcher. Now that character will be played by Christian Bale in the Thor 4 movie, and that book is already hot, but once that announcement was made, that book got even hotter, and it could get even more hot when the movie comes out. Right now, a Thor God of Thunder #2, first Gore the God Butcher, and a 9.8 is selling for around $500. Make sure you invest in that book before it gets hotter. Alright guys, the next book up we're going to talk about is the first appearance of Shang-Chi in Special Marvel Edition #15, The Master of Kung Fu. That movie's coming out very soon, featuring the first appearance of Shang-Chi. I believe it's coming out in July 2021. A recent sale on eBay of a CGC 8.0 of that book sold for $430. and I don't think that book has hit its peak yet. I think it'll go up even more when the movie comes out. So make sure you get that special Marvel Edition 15 featuring the first appearance of Shang-Chi. All right, guys, let's go ahead and start talking about some Star Wars comic books. Anything Star Wars is hot right now because of The Mandalorian and the movies and some Disney Plus shows coming. We're going to talk about those, starting with Star Wars number 42, the first comic book appearance of Boba Fett, who made his appearance in The Mandalorian this last season and is getting his own Disney Plus series coming up. Right now, a Star Wars 42 and a CGC 9.8 newsstand just had the highest sale ever, right now hitting $4,350 on eBay. That's insane, but it's not the only Star Wars book that's spiking right now. Let's talk about Star Wars Clone Wars number 1, featuring the first appearance of Ahsoka Tano, who was also in The Mandalorian this last season. She's also getting her own Disney Plus series coming up. A first print 9.8 of that book is selling for around $2,300, but there's another book you should check out. Try to get the Dark Horse 100 promotional, because that book in a 9.8 featuring the first appearance of Ahsoka Tano is selling for $5,000. Make sure you invest in these Star Wars keys before they get any hotter. All right, guys, the next book up on our list, we have Captain Marvel 14, featuring the first appearance of Kamala Khan. We already know that the Ms. Marvel show is coming. They already cast an actress to play her. We got her first appearance here in Captain Marvel number 14. That book right now in a CGC 9.8 is selling for around $600. Make sure you invest in that book before it gets any hotter here in 2021. All right, guys, the next book up on our list is a DC book. We're talking Naomi number 1, featuring the first appearance of Naomi. She's getting her own CW series coming up here very soon. A 9.8 first print cover A of Naomi is selling for around $250, but we've also seen an exclusive Comic-Con edition selling for $600. Make sure you invest in Naomi before that character blows up. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and go back to some more Spider-Man characters. We're gonna be talking about Amazing Spider-Man number 4, Original Sin, featuring the first appearance of Silk. We know that a live action Silk is coming. A cover A and a 9.8 right now is selling for $225, while that Ramos variant, beautiful cover, is selling for $600 and 9.8. Make sure you invest in all of these Spider-Man keys, including the first appearance of Silk. All right, guys, the next book up on our list, we have Young Avengers number 1, featuring the first appearance of Kate Bishop, who we already know will be taking over as Hawkeye in that Disney Plus series. We get that first appearance here in Young Avengers number 1. A 9.8 recently sold for $500, while the Wizard World sketch cover in a 9.8 has been selling for $800. Make sure you invest in Kate Bishop here in Young Avengers number 1 before that book blows up anymore. All right, guys, we're gonna start talking about some comic books that are spiking just because of comic book events, because the comics are really awesome. We're gonna fly through these pretty quickly. Here we got TMNT number 1, featuring the first appearance of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Splinter and Shredder. That book is skyrocketing in price right now because of The Last Ronin. A first print 9.8 recently sold for $16,000. That's insane. The next book up we're going to talk about is Amazing Spider-Man number 300. That is the first appearance of Venom. Anything Venom is skyrocketing right now because of King in Black, and we got the Venom 2 movie coming up. A newsstand 9.8 gold label signed by McFarlane and Moore sold for $7,500 at 9.8. That is crazy. Try to get both TNT number 1 and ASM 300 before those books go up any higher. Those books are like modern day grails. They're huge books. Next book up we're going to talk about is Giant Size X-Men, featuring the first appearance of the new X-Men. We're talking Storm, we're talking Nightcrawler, we're talking Colossus, Thunderbird, and the second appearance of Wolverine. That book is only going up even more in price. We recently saw a CGC 9.4 sell for $6,600. That's insane. Try to get into X-Men before, try to get into this book, the first appearance of the new X-Men, before the MCU takes up the X-Men characters and makes them huge. Next books up we're going to talk about is Edge of Spider-Verse number 2. featuring the first appearance of Spider-Gwen. She's an awesome character, just like Miles Morales. As soon as she gets into the MCU, this book will skyrocket even more. Right now, a 9.8 first print is selling for $950, while that Land variant is selling for $6,500. Try to get into Edge of Spider-Verse #2, the first appearance of Spider-Gwen, before that book skyrockets in price. Now we're going to go ahead and talk about some more Venom books. We're going to talk about Venom 3, the first appearance of Null. Anything Null, anything Venom is skyrocketing right now. Donny Cates is doing amazing things. We got King of Black, and it kind of showed how powerful Null is when he ripped apart Sentry. This book kind of is going down in price right now, so it's kind of attainable. I think the book will go up even more here in 2021. A CGC 9.8 first print is selling for around $330. Well, that third print in a 9.8 featuring the first cover appearance as well is selling for $450. The first appearance of Null, make sure you get that book before it goes up any higher here in 2021. Let's go and talk about Venom 7 and 9 as well to finish up, featuring the first cameo and first full appearance of Dylan Brock, which we've already seen how powerful he is. He can do anything with symbiotes. He can control them. He can destroy them. I think his first cameo and first full appearance are going to skyrocket this year. I think because of what he's going to do here in King of Black, I think he's going to save the world here, and these books are going to go crazy in price. Right now, a Venom 7 cover A is selling for $110, while that secret variant is doubled here around $225. But also there is that Clayton Crane variant. There's a trade dress and Virgin. That Virgin variant in a 9.8 signed is going for $800. That's an amazing cover. You also get that first cameo of Dylan Brock. And then here in Venom 9, the first full appearance of Dylan Brock. That book in a 9.8 is going for around $200. But that animation variant, beautiful purple cover, in a 9.8 is selling for around $1,000. Make sure you invest in all these comic books before they get any higher here in 2021. Again, my name is Steve from Burke Family 54 Comics. Let me know in the comment section what you guys thought of my comic books to invest in here for 2021. What books are you specking on? All of that and more. Again, thanks for watching. And as always, go Cats, Cowabunga, and it's Morphin time.